So I've just been in B&M and buying the compost there, Westlands. It's £1 a bag for 50 litres, and my daughter let me know because she works there. I've just got 20 bags. There's still some left for other people, but I think that will do me for the spring, as long as I keep it nicely stored and dry and all that. It'll be great in the spring. Not quite what I was planning to do, but when compost is that cheap, and it's okay compost, you gotta grab it. I can smell it, you can tell it's got fertilizer in it, but it won't be in my car for long. So basically it's filling up the back seat. So I haven't been down for a few days. I've just come down to check on the plot, see, well, there's probably going to be how much blight is there. I'm expecting to find more, but hopefully things won't be too bad. As normal, there is nobody else down here now, so let's see how it looks. You see that slow lorry? Well, that's the, I don't know if it's the curve round to come onto the Avonmouth Bridge, but also when you come off of it, I believe that's a bit of road. But that is how close I am to the motorway. It is literally the other side of the road to the entrance gates to the plot. Still, we don't always get to choose where our plots are, but it works for growing. It's just not so peaceful. You see a nice harvest there. I think that one might be a little big, but a nice patty pan harvest, especially considering those aren't producing any yet. Come on, normal courgettes, get your act together. Nice. So I've harvested those courgettes. I've cut out any blight, and I've pulled up any plants that you can't just cut it out of, you know, any tomato plants that got blight. So it's raining again now, so I'm going to go home. Bye for now. I even harvested a couple of tomatoes that ripened on the vine. I didn't have to pick them green, so I'm happy with that. How's your tomatoes going? Morning. So I'm down the plot. I'm sitting here behind, well, in front of the shed. Hopefully it's slightly less noisy for you. But there's actually somebody else on site, so I'm also trying to keep out of sight of them, because I don't think they necessarily know I do a vlog. Well, it's nice to be able to get down here, but I got to crack on with the work. Looking at the tomatoes, I think there's one plant on the outside bed and at least one plant in the greenhouse that have got the start of bits of blight, so I think I'll have to pull those two up. I'm getting increasingly less and less tomato plants, but I'm still getting a few bits here and there, which is good. Looks like I've got a few autumn raspberries. I don't have that many plants, so I don't have many. And what else? Well, the parsnips are growing well, and I haven't inspected the carrots yet, but it is a fighting, well, it's a losing battle with the tomatoes, but everybody's like it this year. So I had a chat with one of the other plot holders that was here, Nice chap. He offered to help me with the greenhouse on Sunday, but I said thank you, but no, I'll plod along at my own pace. Nice of him to offer though, but I like to work it out myself and do it in my own time, even if it takes a bit longer. If he was a skilled carpenter, maybe, then I'd have to take him up on his offer, but I don't think he is. Still, it's nice to see him actually on the plot. It took him quite a while to get going this year, but I guess we've all been a bit like that. Now, I've weeded the carrots as much as I can, because you've got to be careful. A couple of years ago, it was in this kind of late spring, I'd sown some parsnips and I was what I thought was weeding the bed. Problem is, I pulled out most of the parsnip seedlings, not realising that those were the parsnips. I've since learnt what the tiny leaves look like with carrots and parsnips, when they first grow. So I've pulled up the weeds that I know and recognise are not carrot seeds or seedlings, and any that I'm unsure about I'm leaving just to get a little bit bigger, and then it'll be obvious which is the carrot seeds and which is the weed seeds. So yeah, you got experience teaches you what's what. But yeah, that first time I grew parsnips, I could have had such a better crop if I hadn't pulled them all up. But we live and learn. Well, amazingly, I can see tiny bits of blue sky. They're not going to last for long, but it is nice that it's not trying to rain on me at the moment. So, yeah. I hope the bees today don't mistake my hairpiece for actual flowers. I don't really want them buzzing around my head. It's lovely to see them, just don't get too close. So let me show you the tomatoes in the greenhouse. There's a few ripe ones. One or two there, a little cherry one there, and maybe a cherry one there, but some of the plants are getting a little bit of blight. That beefsteak one looks like it's ripening. Ooh, that might be a pepper ripening back there. Ow. But yeah, unfortunately the tomatoes over there, there's not much ripe. One or two. Oh, it's split already. What a shame. What about this one? Black opal. Well, this year, this is a precious thing to have a ripe tomato. It's lovely when you can pick them fresh. Hopefully, you've been able to harvest a few. This is the carrot bed, mostly weeded, and so obviously, when a seedling looks like that, it's okay. You know it's a carrot. But when it's just like two leaves like this, it's harder to work it out. Is it a carrot seed or is it a piece of grass? Whereas once it's got its true leaf there, it's a lot easier to work it out. So, fairly good germination. Not perfect, but heck, it's so much better than earlier on in the year. Glad to have a few autumn raspberries. They will be picked and eaten before I get home. And this is my patty pan squash. But after eating a few of them a few different ways, I don't like them as much as the normal courgettes. So if you know any ways to make them more tasty, let me know. Now the sunflowers have got a good height. They look nice. If we go through the arch, we've got some smaller ones. Taller ones up there, which is the yellow, and this is the kind of dark red. That's already flowered, is now ready to set seed. Oh, despite these honey boat, me only having one plant, I think it was, out of 5 that I grew from seed. Well, I think I planted 5 seeds. 3 came up and I eventually got 1 plant. They seem to have quite a few fruits forming. If we look at this one, it's stripy. So it'll be interesting to see what the taste is, but I'm pleased that 1 plant is doing well. It'll let me know whether I want to grow it next year. The uchikikuri looks like that's that one back there. It's starting to die off. Well, not die off, but because the weather's not warm enough. I've got some ripe fruits on there, but it's not doing too well. The butternut's doing okay. I've at least got a few on those plants, but I don't think it's going to be a big harvest. As long as I get a few, that would be nice. With this sweet corn, I don't think it's ready, but I'm going to peel back a kernel and put my thumb in and see if the juices are milky. If it is, it means it's ready. I don't want to leave it to go too far over, but I don't want to pick it when it's not ripe enough. It's quite a fun challenge to work out what's the best time to harvest it. Okay, this kernel is quite brown. It's compared to say that one. So I'm going to peel back a bit and see if it is ripe enough. I don't think I can do this whilst filming, so I'll bring you back once I've peeled a little bit of the top. Oh, it's not too bad on the colour. Now, let's see what the juice is like. Actually, look at it on my nail. That is milky. I think that one is ripe. Time to harvest. Maybe just the ones with the darker tassels like that. But yeah, milky means good. So this is the pile of sweet corn I harvested. What you got to remember when you harvest sweet corn is there will be earwigs, but you peel back the outside bits and then you should have some lovely sweet corn inside. Well, Now let's see what one of these cobs is like. Ooh. This is the one I opened up earlier. So peel back all the outside. It's milky there. And there we are. I think I might have picked it slightly early. Some of the cobs are milky, some of them are a little less so, but I haven't picked all the sweet corn. Some of it needs a few more days. So this would be great to keep me going. So I'm grateful to have a good harvest of something. Love sweet corn off the cob. It tastes so much better than the frozen stuff you get from the shops. So much sweeter. But that's all for me for now. Bye for now. 13 out of 14 cobs, nicely pollinated. This one's a bit patchy, but the rest of them all look lovely. Very edible. So, of course, all these bits can go in the compost, and these will go in my freezer. So I'm very happy with that harvest. Nice lot of sweet corn. I'll go home and eat some. So hopefully you've been able to harvest something. Bye for now.